tell the crowd what exactly was going on here, man?
Oh, yeah, I remember this already. Yeah.
Firstly, could you give us some basic thoughts just about flop strategy here? Like we're a little bit deep, like 135 to start. We have small blind flatting ranges in play. Did Kayhan min raise pre-flop? Might just
Fine.
double check that, or was it a 220? A 220.
Yeah.
So how does this affect our strategy on the flop, basically? Like, we're not range betting. Can you talk a little bit about how the ranges are different because of the no small blind, the less small blind three bet due to the flatting, and also just general c-bet strategy with that in mind, plus the little bit deep?
So generally, and I'd probably say this is like maybe there are going to be exception boards, but as a general rule, if you start playing small blind flats, your range starts getting more aggressive post. It's not necessarily that the range is stronger; it's just more polar. So because hands like pocket tens and pocket nines are just going to flat pre quite often here, you don't need to play around those hands as much. You're going to more often either have like a sort of top pair plus, or like even a king queen hand is significantly stronger than pocket tens. You're going to more have hands like that, or more air type of hands. Like you'll have more hands like 7-6 of diamonds. Whereas if you're playing free bet or fold, then those suited connectors are quite low frequency relative to the rest of the range. So yeah, it means you can pile in more money. At this board, you can kind of do a lot of things here. Like it wouldn't be reasonable to just small bet very high frequency, because like both players have so many top pairs. But like we have, like better equity. We hit the queen a bunch. We have pocket kings as well, which is a decent hand for a small bet. So it would be like you could play a bunch of small c bets and then take it from there, or you can go polar as well. Like the advantage of going polar is
When
like
you
if
say
someone
going
just has,
polar, you mean like a pot c-bet, or what are you thinking exactly there?
yeah, like 75 or bigger usually is what I'd consider quite polar. And like when you go polar, it has this nice thing of you really fuck up people's like draws like instantly. If someone has a hand like Jack 10 and you go small, it's a very comfortable call. But if you go polar, it's okay, they do have some implied odds, but they're definitely getting way less than the direct price. And they also might not get to see a river, because that polar range is often going to barrel them off. And then yeah, other hands like 6-5 or 5-4 are very comfortable floats to small c bets. But as you go bigger, even hands like Queen 10 are really struggling if you're going bigger already. So yeah, you could go that way as well.
So
One
is
thing which
is
kind
that
of
what you were planning on executing here?
yeah, I wanted to play this one Polar. Yeah, one of the things which makes it not so good is that the ace is uncovered. So if I try to ship it in over two streets, he has lots of these ace
Ace X of
X
spades.
spade
Yeah.
spade. Yeah, and those hands like really fuck me up if I try to do that. Like even if I don't, it does mean that a lot of my draws are drawing like way thinner than they would be.
Yeah.
So that's like a slight negative to that, but I think generally, an ace plus another Broadway and a flush draw on the board, it's quite a reasonable spot to
Okay.
to use a big betting
So
strategy.
we're gonna see him go for this sizing stab. Do you read much into his sizing decision here? Like, do you assume he just has one sizing and he's selected something that might not be as standard here, or what are your thoughts on his sizing choice?
Yeah, I mean, it would be more standard to go something a bit more geometric, I think, because it's like you don't really have any protection bets here when I stab. It's not like you stab like Queen Jack in Kaihan shoes
Right.
just to get me to fold overcards, because I can't really have overcards. I either have a king with a gut shot, which is continuing, or like I don't know, I have some hand which is either dust or like a low pocket pair or something. So because you don't really do too much protection stabbing, likely going to be more appropriate to play a slightly bigger size. That being said, it's not that big a deal. And this size can also cause some problems. Like this is the kind of size which is going to force me to check raise a bit more. So yeah, if I'm not doing that, it could be a problem. Also, like if he just thinks that I have an underpair very often, like an underpair even to the queen, this is kind of the size to make those hands hate life the most. If he starts going bigger, those hands are quite comfortable folds. but this size, I'm going to need to defend some of them at least some of the time. So yeah, I mean, it's not like the end of the world, but I would imagine a solver prefers something like 60% pot or whatever it is to get it in over 3 streets.
So he's exploiting you, basically.
I mean, I don't know if it's an exploit or if he's just trying to make his life easier by using this as his stab size in 3-bet pots. Because there is something to be said for having to think less about certain decisions which don't have a huge impact on EV. Like if he just gets to a 3-bet pot, I check to him, and he knows that's his stab size on every board, then he can focus on other things. So yeah, it's like it depends what bits of EV you want to try and grasp at.
Mate, I got to tell you, that's some very good GTO strategy talk. You really sound like you know what you're doing. So can you please inform us as to why the fuck you did this on the turn?
I actually can't. No. No, I can't. Well, okay, I know why I did it. Can't put this one out in public.
Ooh, that's weak.
No,
That's weak,
I
bro.
mean, I can't. Yeah, I mean, it's like
It's fine.
I can talk about theory all you want, like, but when I do things which are a bit,
But at least answer this: would you do it again?
Yep.
So you think this was a good play?
Well, I think.
But actually, you got to answer 2 questions. Yeah. So you think it was a good play? Answer that one.
Yeah,
yes.
I think this is a good play.
Okay, and do you think it is a theory play?
Yeah, I kind of have some doubts, but I feel like it might be like. I mean, I think other than this, like, how do I have a king of spades hand? Like, and then I'm not going to bluff with the ace of spades. So if I'm going to have shoves on the turn, like this, this felt like a reasonable combo. But I didn't do it for theory reasons. Yeah. Yeah, this is what I thought after the hand, actually. Because I was talking to I can't remember who I was talking to. Well, it was Kia. Yeah, it must have been Kia. And I was just like, well, there's a decent chance that I've just like kind of cost myself from catching a punt, and I should have just check called down 3 streets. But I still think there are quite good reasons to do this.
Okay. Well, certainly an interesting hand. I mean, when I was looking at this hand before with Decky, he was saying very clear, obvious call. It does look like it, even from an outside perspective. But these are always the interesting ones, is when something goes a bit different. If he folded something here, like let's say Ace-Jack or Ace-10, it would have looked like a great play. And in his position with Ace-Jack or Ace-10, it's not like it's a spot he wants to be in. So.
Yeah,
hard to say what he would do, and hard to say, like, even if he has ace king, what does he really think? But you can't expect him to fold any 2-pair, obviously, right? Like, say he had ace 5.
I mean, well, a hand like 6-5 is definitely. I think 6-5 is really not in great shape against this.
Okay, that's true.
I'm not saying he'll definitely fold.
But aces up.
Good.
Not expecting a fold ever, right?
You don't really feel good with ace-5 either. For as well. Yeah, I think check calling down would also be pretty legit. That said, like, I do have, like, I'll slow play a hand like queens on the flop, and then you get this turn, and suddenly denying a bunch of equity with queens starts making a lot more sense. Or maybe not even as strong as queens. Like maybe even ace queen just wants to.
You really check call a third with ace queen on the flop? I doubt it, bro. Come on.
Yeah, actually no, I don't have ace queen.
But I tell you something that Decky said that's quite interesting here. Say you're in Kayhan's position and you have whatever. Let's say he's got just top pair, and he faces this play. He's obviously not expecting to face this play very often. And when he does, there's like he might often end up reading it one of 2 ways: either you're bluffing too much or not enough. But what Decky pointed out is, again, what you alluded to: this ace being off suit. It's so dangerous for you to just check rip like king jack, king 10 with 1 spade here. Like when he just has top pair ace of spades, you're fucking dead, Yeah,
I mean, I can't. Yeah, but I can't even have those hands. I can't have them pre.
You don't 3-bet king jack offsuit against the cutoff from the small blind? I don't know the ranges. So.
Like fractional king jack offsuit.
Okay.
It's a very small amount.
King queen, find the check.
And also like king jack off with king spades is like very often going to see that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just genuinely really hard for me to have like nice equity to check shove here. Which did make me think maybe the check raise is not supposed to be all in, so that I can use a spewier hand. Like if I use non all in, then using a hand like 10s with a spade is kind of a bit more legit, because you get it in. You have more equity when they call you if they're like defending a wide range, and then on the river the 10 of spades blocker will be fine. But yeah, I think I just want to have some check shoves here. I was like, it's so hard to have the king of spades, and I have it in hand. And then like I also think like the king of hearts is pretty legit too. Is yeah, I mean I'm blocking some like ace king ace of spades combos. Like the king of hearts is blocking like slightly more, I think. Actually, I don't even know if that's true. Nah, I think I'm just chatting nonsense there.
It's a weird one, bro. But yeah, we can move on. Thanks for the comments.
Yeah, no worries.